are here again with Change Starts With You. I am Aubrey Robbie, and today I get to host Briley Kennedy, who's been with United Way for 2 years now. 2 years this April. Yeah. Right?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the podcast.
I know, it's about time on it.
Are you so excited?
Thrilled.
I actually stole you.
Can't wait to talk more.
Kelly was actually supposed to have you, and I stole you. So,
Oh my gosh.
because I was just so excited.
That's a lot of pressure.
I was like, what a duo. A duo that Okaloosa and Walton counties need to see.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree.
But anyways, do you want to give an overview of what you've done here and what you do here at United Way?
Yeah, okay. I can do that.
Okay.
In my 2 years here, feel like I've been the little jack of all trades, a little Swiss Army knife. I started out as the program coordinator, and I kicked off our Ride United initiative where we get to partner with DoorDash to send out all kinds of things, snack packs, literacy kits, mental health kits, which we call mindfulness kits. We just sent out some Squishmallows for some Easter baskets.
Thanks, Crackle Barrel.
Yeah, thanks
for that
Crackle
donation.
Barrel. It was awesome. All kinds of things. So that was fun to be the first big thing that I got to kick off, and we've seen it grow. We've sent 10,000 kits by now.
Yeah, more than that. Yeah.
I also help our director of impact, and I have for the last 2 years, helping with volunteer events and volunteer recruitment and maintain those relationships with volunteers. And then I transferred over to RSVP manager. When somebody got a promotion, I just slid right into her desk. And I worked with the 55 and better population. So RSVP, Retired Senior Volunteer Program, but I did it in Okaloosa County. And through there, I met a whole bunch of people that were really near and dear to my heart. When I had a baby, some of my volunteers made quilts and gave me all kinds of baby clothes, and it was super sweet. So yeah. And then I also still oversee our Reading Pals program, which is, kind of my little favorite nugget that I get to.
Not supposed to have favorites, but we have a favorite.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a favorite, let's be honest. If your parents say they don't have a favorite, it's not you. Just kidding.
No, but probably that's true.
That's probably true.
But yeah, what's Reading Pals?
So Reading Pals is our early literacy intervention program. The Children's Movement of Florida oversee it. We're one of 15 United Ways in Florida that facilitate this program. We work with the VPK pre-kindergarten population and kindergarten population here in Okaloosa County. Really helping them get a little leg up in their reading skills. About 45% of Florida's students aren't at a minimally proficient reading level by the time they're in third grade. So we need to get that early intervention, so by the time they're in third grade, they're succeeding in the future. They're succeeding in high school. I mean, it sounds crazy that in kindergarten you need to already think about this kid needs to graduate in high school, but if they're not getting that base, that foundation of their reading skills, that's going to be a really hard road for them. So I like seeing these kindergartners. I'm a reading pal myself, and at the beginning of the year, we're sitting there really struggling to read Pete the Cat, and then by the end of the year, we're rocking and rolling, and it's super fun.
Yeah, you touched on it a little bit, but yeah, I think people don't realize that your third grade reading level is directly correlated with your high school graduation rate. So if you don't get in there before that time, they're spending the rest of their life catching up. So it's really important. Yeah. Well, you started, Reading Pals has been your constant since you first walked in the door at United Way. You still have it.
Yes.
Still love it. Maybe that's why it's your favorite, because it's the one thing that's been
mine.
for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
But anyways, you stepped into that role in 2022, which is crazy. But anyways, do you want to kind of touch on how Reading Pals has grown since 2022 and the things that you've kind of put into place in all that
Yeah, so when I started, our program was in kind of a transition period because we did have all the COVID protocols still in place of all of our volunteers being online. There was no one-on-one interaction in person with our volunteers and our students. And since that summer going into the 2022-2023 school year, the Children in Florida wanted to see that adult to student interaction be in person, because another big part of Reading Pals is the social emotional learning aspect. So basically I came in and just pulled the plug on all of the virtual learning because it is such a big part of Reading Pals.
Right.
So what started out with about 20 volunteers that first year, because, you know, going from being able to read at your desk on Zoom to having to actually drive to the schools is a big change for a lot of our volunteers, and a lot of them didn't have the volunteer time off or could take a long lunch break or whatever it was, to now having almost over 60 volunteers. We're at 59 volunteers right now currently reading to students.
How many students are they reading to?
140. So you're like, 59 volunteers, 140 students. How's that possible? Because a lot of our volunteers find it so impactful and meaningful that they are going multiple times a week to read to multiple students.
It's really like a testament to the program, having these volunteers volunteer for 3 hours, 4 hours a week.
Yes.
Continually come back.
And like bug me all summer long about when it starts back again. But I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
So that would probably be like my biggest takeaway from Reading Pals is just it is impactful, it is meaningful. You see it in the students. By the end of the year, they're above and beyond where they were at the beginning of the year.
Right.
And then our volunteers love it so much that they come back year after year to still do it.
Yeah. And I think that social emotional development aspect of it is really important. It's obviously very important for the students, but I also think it's so important for our volunteers, and especially our RSVP volunteers love it. And I remember I oversaw the program when it was completely virtual. And so I was stationed like in this computer lab with like 20 kids reading to their volunteers. And, you know, it was definitely still beneficial to the kids, but actually seeing them and hearing, you know, the improvements that the volunteers report on throughout the year now is just so much more impactful than it was in 2021, I guess. So
yeah, I know we have some of the cutest pictures and cutest stories come from those RSVP and Reading Pal buddies. One of our volunteers, he actually shows up on Grandparents' Day to have lunch with his little kiddos, and he went to Thanksgiving lunch with them. Him and his wife, I think this past year, did Reading Pals together, and they both showed up for Thanksgiving lunch for the kiddos that's parents can't make it. And I mean, it's just so cute. That kid has that person in their corner that's cheering them on, that is giving them that one-on-one attention that they might not be able to have at home, with no fault to the parents in most cases. I mean, we know that our demographic in this county is unfortunately like a big Alice population. So these parents are just hardworking and can't, you know, get down and do homework for 30 minutes a day.
Definitely. Because they're at their second or their third job.
But this Reading Pal can, and makes that kid feel so special and so important. So
yeah.
Reading Pals gives me goosebumps.
I know. I kind of have goosebumps right now. I'm like, but so right now Reading Pals is only in Okaloosa County.
Right.
So what are your hopes for, and it's almost summer, which is insane too. So is this your third year or second year coming to a summer?
And this is,
time is so weird.
Yeah, this is some math.
Anyways, okay, sorry. I'll give you the math equations earlier next time. But you know, we're almost hitting summer. What are your hopes for like this summer and like volunteer recruitment and just, you know, gearing up for next year?
Yeah, so I hope to have a school or two in Walton County, because, you know, we do oversee Walton County, we oversee Okaloosa County. I think it's time we push into Walton County and help those kiddos out, because we've seen the success here in Okaloosa County. So my hope for the end of the year is to hopefully get a foot in the door at a few VPK centers, or, you know, Walton County School District, hit me up so I can get into one of your elementary schools. And we also have, you know, RSVP volunteers in Walton County that have expressed interest in it and have said, I don't want to do virtual. Good news, we're not. So
Yeah.
I think it would just be really meaningful. And then I just feel like sometimes with volunteer initiatives, Walton County kind of feels a little left out. And so I'm like, well, here I am. Let me hang out with you.
Yeah. We're ready.
Yeah.
We got reading kits and we have volunteers signed up. We know you have some students.
We have 14 interested volunteers already for Walton County that are just, tell me when.
Yeah.
So
we'll show up.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, if someone is watching Change Starts With You podcast and of course they are. Yeah. And are kind of on the fence about volunteering for Reading Pals specifically, what would you tell them? What would you want them to know?
To go rewind and listen to that really cute story and just how important it is, but also just to heavily express that these kiddos are, the future. They're, the future leaders, and being able to get in there now and help them out now, and maybe you're possibly changing this kid's trajectory in life. Getting in there, helping them build the foundation of reading. They get into third grade, they're rocking it. They graduate high school, they're rocking it. Just, it sounds so crazy, but just as little as 30 minutes a week with this student for 20 weeks, however many weeks that you can do it the school year, is just so impactful.
A lunch break every 2 weeks.
Yeah, literally. I mean, it's not even that much time.
Right.
And it is so impactful. And also, the social emotional learning part, I think, doesn't get expressed enough. Like, it's not something that you can post a statistic about on Instagram that's engaging, but just thinking about this kiddo that doesn't maybe get that one-on-one time, and you're being that safe adult that is giving them that one-on-one attention, you're building their self-confidence. Aside from the foundation of literacy,
right,
you're building that kid's confidence, and I think that is so meaningful, and that's worth maybe using half a day of PTO, or not half a day, half an hour of PTO.
Yeah. Right.
So
yeah. So if you're interested in Reading Pals, hit Briley up.
Yeah, email volunteer@united-way.org.
But it's super easy. We provide everything that you need. We provide the training. We provide the kits. We provide the schools, the students, all that stuff. So it's a quick and easy way to make a really big impact on our community. Okay, and that's all. Thanks, guys.